Hi, so in this video, I'm going to talk about how do we read the charts. So how do we read the charts, and using this case study, in this case is ETH, right? ETH is Ethereum, a cryptocurrency. So it doesn't really matter what vehicles in this, but it is, right? But in this example, right, in this case study, I'm going to show you where Ethereum is right now and how do we use price action, a combination with all the other indicators on how do we read and dissect the current chart that we are seeing right now. Okay, so I am in the weekly time frame over here. Weekly time frame, this is where price is currently, right? This is where price is currently. My blue lines are my Bollinger Band, so it doesn't really matter right now. What is important is that there is this current zone over here. If you see by the highs, or if I want, I can mark by the box. Let me draw a box here. If I mark from, let's say, around here, that's right, around here. So why I draw this blue box, right? It's because this is the crucial main dividing line for Ethereum, this pair. If you notice, when price is below this section, you can say that it's overall in a downward channel, right? Price when cross above, it's in an upward channel, or you can say that this is the dividing line between the uptrend and the downtrend, right? Because it's somewhat in the middle. And why this line is so powerful is because it's the last time it touches here, one time, two times it got rejected, right? Touch, reject, came down, touch, reject, came down. Third time, here it tests a little bit, finally it broke through, right? When it broke through, it came back to test all levels again. So we know that this is a strong level. Usually when price break through a support and resistance level, it needs to go down, test it again to make sure that it's holding well, and that's where you know that this level of rejection is going to be strong. Then when it bounces, it's going to be a good one, right? Then after it bounces, it comes back down again to test this old level again, right? Because you haven't tested this old level for a long time, right? It's going to get rejected, and then when it tried the third time and then fourth time, finally broke through, right? So that's where Ethereum came back down into a downtrend. It tried a year or so later, a year later, to test the area exactly, is it exactly at the blue line, slightly a little bit higher, right? That's where it got rejected, came down. Right now, we are at a crucial area, right, of this testing again. Okay, so where are we right now is that if price can manage to close above, like what happened over here, right? If price can manage to close above, there's a good chance that you will shoot up all the way to the previous highs here, right? There's a good chance that may happen, and potentially even more, right? But this is the main hurdle, the main obstacle that you need to break through before it can go towards from a downtrend into an uptrend. Okay, so now we know that this is the area of importance, of very significant importance for this pair. Okay, we have identified it. So there are a few ways that you can play around right now, right? Number one is that if it finally breaks through, then you can trade a breakout trade whereby breaking through, like for example, something like this, when it breaks through, that's where you can go for enter, or you want to enter at the retracement when price comes back down to test the blue level and enter somewhere at retracement for you to hit its way upwards. That's one way you can play, right? But the question is, can it break through right now? Okay, so let's zoom down. Let's zoom down to, let's say, the daily time frame. Okay, daily time frame. Let me move my, right. Let me move over here. Okay. The daily time frame price is consolidated in the blue box. As you can see, it has been quite some days right now, and it's consolidated in the blue box. It is of no surprise because we know that this is a strong area of rejection. Price will need time to either consolidate sideways, consolidate and then break through, or comes out, consolidate, try to break through, cannot break through. It needs to come down first before it goes back up again and test it again to break through. So the question is, which of the two is it going to be? Is it going to go sideways and then gather enough momentum to break through? Or is it going to be, it tried, it couldn't, it comes down, potentially low, all right, comes down, and then goes back up and breaks through eventually, right? Okay, so this is where we are in right now. One thing I spotted is my MACD over here, okay? My MACD over here is showing a cross. Okay, why is it of significance, right? Why is it of significance? You see the blue line crosses the red line, okay? The last time round, over here, when the blue line crosses the red line at this point, few days later, you can see few days later, over here, here was the crossing. Few days later, the market tumbled down and then went down further. Okay, so not the best sign that you want to see if you are banging that it's going to break here, all right? So let's see another time. Let's say the next one where, okay, maybe somewhat here. Okay, here was a crossing. It kind of crossed over here where it officially went down, and that's where it came down. Okay, another one over here. Here was the crossing. It went down, went up a little bit, but then went down after that. Okay, let me find another example. Maybe okay, here's one. Here was a crossing, and then it went down after that, right? And also similarly here at the highs, yeah, more or less here as well, and here as well. So what we can depict from this simple indicator is that there is a chance. There is a chance. Of course, it's not 100%, but there is a chance that based on history, that price may fall. Okay. Now the question is, how much will it fall before it breaks up? Okay, how much will it fall? Okay. Let us zoom to the 4 hours. Let's see. The 4 hour, what we have here is a lows and then another lows over here. Okay, it's all within the blue box. So it's kind of, if you see it this way, is that the upper level is the point of breaking for the upwards break. This bottom zone over here, if it breaks below, it's kind of the breaking for the downwards break. Okay, then we see the 1 hour. Okay, look at this 1 hour. The 1 hour, what is interesting is that price has been testing this deviation 1 Bollinger Band of mine over here, right? It tests, it couldn't, it come down, got rejected. It tests, it couldn't, it tests, it couldn't, it tests, it couldn't. So usually when price do something like this, when it keep testing and testing and testing the area and cannot break through, just like what happens in the past over here, right? When it tests and tests and tests, it cannot break through. It needs to come down before, and come down, the low will be lower than all the previous lows here, right? Before breaking upwards. And if it managed to break up here, break up this deviation 1 Bollinger Band that is blocking it, if it managed to go up and break up this point, this breakout is the real deal. Okay? But, okay? Before that, before this point, there is a low. There is a low. Okay, so this caused a little bit of doubt. There's a low here, there's a low here. And right now, price comes down to the previous low. So, if price do break through these lows here, the lows here, the lows here, right? And also my white line, which is my 365 moving average, if price do close below, then very likely it is coinciding with the daily crossing of the MACD, right? To come its way downwards, right? To come its way downwards. Okay, so here will be kind of a little bit of crucial point. However, if I zoom in further, I can see a little bit of divergence in the MACD. You will see over here. You see this low, right? At this low, the MACD at the bottom was here at this level, right? But at the same low, maybe slightly lower, but pretty much the same low, the MACD was, let me draw a line so you can see. Hold on again. Okay, here. You will see here. Here is the low, right? Here's the low. It made the same low, but this low is not as low as the previous low. So which means what? It could be a sign telling us that this low, the strength here is not that strong. At least for now, not strong enough to break through. So it may need to go up a little bit before coming down to break through. Okay, at least for now, this is not strong enough. Well, again, this is one signal. Things may change, but this is what the chart is telling us. Another thing that is telling me also that, you see the blue line is about to cross and cut over the red line, but it hasn't done so. If it does so, then this could be a reversal for it to hit back upwards. Okay, so this is in the lower time frame. Okay, so which means that if I'm looking to sell for a breakout trade, I'm not going to sell now, right? I'm not going to sell now because as a whole, the lows here is rather weak. So potentially, if I want to sell, right, I may want to wait for it to retrace up to maybe, you see this orange line here, right, where price do respect here, do respect here, do respect here. Here was kind of like the breakout trade, test, 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 finally it broke through. So which means that if price do goes back up here, and I see maybe a little bit of signal, then I may want to sell down here for it to come down and break down lower, right? That is if I think that it's going to be bearish, okay? But either way, I am not going to sell right here because it's showing signs of weakness. You don't want to sell at the low, right? You don't want to sell at the low, especially when it is showing signs of weakness, right? Ideally, if it breaks below and close below the white line and all the lows, that's where you want to, it's like a kind of a breakout trade. That's where you want to sell on that low because price is confirming it's breaking down, it's going to hit down lower, okay? But for now, we are not going to sell at this point because it does look like it may retrace back up, right? Okay, so here's the next thing. If it breaks below, where would it go? All right, if it breaks below, where will it go? Okay, here's some potential cases. Okay, here's some potential cases. All right, let me zoom. Here's the daily time frame. Okay, here's the daily time frame. If I move back to the last time round when it broke above, when it's somewhere here, I'm kind of relating the scenario to be about similar to where we are at this point in time. The current position where we are at right now is about similar to here. Okay, price went down from a long bar, long bearish bar. After that, it went back up to form a few small bars. But then after that, it came down to the previous lows to get rejected, then to only go back up, and then to finally break through after that. Okay, so what I can take away from this history, the history of this is that price had this long bar, price went back up, consolidated sideways, and then after that, it dropped down. Where we are at right now, it's somewhat like here. This is a long bar, price goes up, consolidate sideways. If it drops, it may drop down to the previous bar low over here, right? Which is maybe around the 330 mark, right? Of course, it can go even more because this is like a potential. So this could be the first stop before it goes back up and then break above. The second stop that it may go down is actually, it could actually be a little bit far. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. These are all the previous highs, which could act as a rejection. But the 4 hour is the one that I think could be the rejection. The white, my white line, my white EMA. Because why? Price has been respecting my white 365 EMA over here, and you see overall as a whole, once price breaks above the white line, it has been heading up, right? Then after that, here was the white line that's holding. Once it breaks below the white line, it dropped down, right? Then here it test, finally it broke through. That's where it hits up. It comes back down to test again, it hits up, right? Comes down to around here to test again, to only hit up. So this is where we are in right now. Which means that if price do comes down here, this is a major rejection level, right? And it's around my white line, which is around the 290 mark. Of course, the line may go up along the way, but the white line is the essence. So if it falls, first rejection, the lows here, it may drop down all the way to 290, 300 or so. That could be the area of where we are looking. All right, so this is an ongoing video. I will be posting an update to see what happens. But this is how I read the chart as of now for where Ethereum is right now. So I hope you like this video. If you like it, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It has been a while since I actually post a video, so you really give me like the motivation to really post more videos of like this. And also you can also let me know what kind of videos that you want to see that could help you in your trading as you go along in your this trading career as well. Right? So this is me, Ezekiel Chew, signing off from Asia Forex Mentor. See you all.